What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're not riding, and that's because when we went to 10K for the benefit ride, I absolutely sent this thing and broke my rear drive shaft, U-joint, and it wasn't just because I sent it or that I was hard on it, but I ripped the boot a long time ago, and ripping the boot caused the U-joint to be exposed to all the water and everything that I ride in. And I probably ripped that boot, it had to be, man, 6-7 months ago. So basically just corroded, rusted, messed up really good. This is the other side. And there is not a video on YouTube of how to change this U-joint. And I really couldn't have told you 100% before I actually did it, but now that I've done it on this Rubicon, it's a 2017, this will work for all 2015 to 2019, probably even 2020s of how it's put together. So first thing you want to do is pull the wheels and tires off. That'll let you get access to all your suspension. And then your next step is really easy. You want to come back here and you want to hit this bolt. It's 14 millimeter. You got to put a wrench or a socket on this side, and you got to put a socket on that side. So 2 14s, that'll let this top move. And then from there, the bottom differential holder, the bolt, is right here. Well, you can't access that and have any kind of room at all and have the bolt pull out without removing the control arms. So you want to drop both your control arms. As you can see that I've got it right here. Okay, that's step 2. Now, once you get both of those bolts out and you undo the control arms on both sides, you should have a pretty good amount of play in your rear differential. The next thing that you have to do that's going to be, well, I would tell you to go ahead and remove this brake caliper right here. There's I think it's 12 or 14 millimeter bolts right there. I think it's a 12 millimeter. So you got a 12 millimeter there and a 12 millimeter there. It's a 14, but I'm pretty sure it was a 12. So you're going to take that off, and that'll just hang out. It's got plenty of room. You'll be able to pull this rear differential back far enough that it'll come out of these splines. Now it's splined in on this side, and let me see how close I can get. And it's splined in here on the engine side. When mine broke, it was in 2 separate pieces. So I'm gonna go around to the other side. I already showed you guys how it was apart when mine broke. So I used some PB Blaster. Just spray it right here and let it soak. You'll be able to wiggle it, move it, whatever. Same thing from the other side. On the engine side, I took a can back here and sprayed it and lubed it up, moved it, put a pair of pliers or something against it, and tapped it with a hammer, wiggled it up and down, and it came off. Okay, so then you got this side of the drive shaft and that side of the drive shaft. No matter how much you move that differential back, the rotor is always going to be in the way, and it'll hit, and you won't be able to get this U-joint on. So after you've taken the wheels and tires off, after you've taken the lower control arm bolts off, and you've undone the 2 big bolts that go through your differential to get those off, and you take number 3 to take that brake caliper off. Number 4, this is a Allen, like a size 6 Allen I used to get these out. There's 5 of them. You're going to remove 1 through 5, and this rotor will just slide forward all the way to here. As soon as you do that, you'll have plenty of room. You'll be able to put your new U-joint onto this engine shaft, slide it on, align the splines, and then pull this differential back. And with the rotor being loose and free spinning on the rear part of the drive shaft, it'll give you enough clearance to pull it back and put this in the U-joint, and then just slide it back in. All right, so that's there. You can see the new U-joint is installed. For installation, basically reverse steps procedure. Put your 5 Allens back in, go over to your rear caliper and put the two 12 or 14 millimeter bolts in, whatever they are. Bolt that back on, and then the next thing you're going to do is put this front differential bolt through, lock that back down, and then go ahead and put the rear differential bolt through. It's going to align and go through that hole right there. And then last thing to do would be to pick the suspension back up now that you have your drive shaft back aligned, and install your lower control arms. Once you get your lower control arms installed and everything's torqued down properly, put your wheels and tires back on and ride. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps, because there wasn't a single video of this on YouTube, and when you're doing it and think that it's going to be really easy, I almost contemplated pulling the axles out, wondering if they were causing me to be in a bind, but apparently the axles had a lot more room to move, but the rotor was hitting this front frame tab on the left hand side.